Period. I am sitting there watching the news. I think I was watching like the like weather news type of situation. It
Got
wasn't
you.
anything special. And I fell asleep. Now, in my dream, I am in this dark area. Like it's just complete darkness. And all I see is like a little hole with some light coming through it. So I go over to this hole and I realize that it's a keyhole and that this is like a door of some sort. And so I look through the keyhole, and as I'm looking through the keyhole, I can see this man standing there. I can't see his face, I can't see his head, but I see a man standing there, and I see the suit that he's wearing is like a looked like an expensive suit. Okay, I know what an expensive suit looks like. That looked like it, but it was like a bluish gray type of suit, and so and he had like a fox fur, and the fox fur came down like this, like how my hair would be, but it was a fur all the way down his chest. And as I'm looking through this peephole at this whatever, the fur begins to lift up, just like this, lifts up. And as it's lifting up, is like burning, like the fur part is burning off, and it's like horns are coming out. So at the same time that the fur is lifting up, is burning off. You can see the ashes dropping down, and it turns into these humongous horns. At that point in my dream, I was terrified because I don't think I'm supposed to be seeing whatever I'm seeing right now. So I forced myself to wake up. And I think I'm awake. Um, I'm like can see the TV, and I can look around. Like all I can do is move my head. I can't talk. I can't move my physical body. And I turn my head to the right side, and on this shelf is like this creature. I don't know what kind of creature it was. It had a tail. It looked human like, but not human like. It's was smaller. And the weirdest part about it was like it's all black, like charcoal, like as if a creature or a person was made out of charcoal. Um, completely. So like it had features, but the features were all like there was no shadow. There was no. It's just darkness. And this creature was crawling up this bookcase, and so I'm like, I'm crying and I'm screaming, but I'm not like I can't actually cry out loud. I can't say anything out loud. Like it's just me and my like turning my head, trying to get out of this. Like I was calling for my brother. My brother was also asleep in a different room at the time. And then I finally was able to wake up. And when I woke up from the dream, it was like the TV sped up, like went back to
Oh wow.
normal motion. The creature was gone, but everything was the same. Like it was weird because when I thought I was awake, like the TV was playing, but like I was just telling Kevin, it was going in slow motion. Like it was just weird how all of that happened. But that was one of the things that happened to me that makes me more ingrained into conspiracies, because what was that? What the hell did I see in that keyhole that I wasn't supposed to see? That this creature followed me back from my dream into my home.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wasn't, you know, because we was talking about it, and like I wasn't watching nothing scary. Like it was just news, and it was like the weather. And it was daytime. So, and I wasn't, you know, I wasn't on any medication. I wasn't on any recreational, nothing. Just to be clear. And so, yeah, that's one of the dreams like that really freaked me out. That really freaked me out for a long time because like I said, just that creature, like what was that?
No, valid.
And
I
then
can only imagine.
what the hell was the man thing with the horns, and how did the fur burn off into horns? Like I wish that I could project
the vision?
Yeah.
No,
facts. So you could see what I'm talking about, because y'all would be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
No, valid, yo. For me, I haven't experienced something similar.
Mhm.
Like I woke up one time and I couldn't see. Like I would legit couldn't see nothing. I was eyes wide open, can't see a lick of nothing. Like I wake up, try to wipe my eyes, nothing. I lay back down, woke up. Okay, there we go. I ain't want to panic. Get my mom in there and get to praying and casting out demons and all that good stuff. So I kept it to myself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's crazy. That's a crazy experience also.
You know, valid.
I think that man, even just being limited when you wake up out of a dream, like that whole experience that you have where why can't you see anything?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a real experience that you went through. How can anybody say that it's not?
No, valid.
So, and I feel like with conspiracies, like a lot of times, a lot of the stuff is real experiences that people they went through.
Facts.
You know, I'm sure there are people that make stuff up, but like you really went through this. So it makes you wonder like how? Like what is this? What's actually going on? Yeah. I've had some doozies of dreams. I've definitely had some dreams. I've had dreams where like I predicted stuff. Like what's wrong?
I didn't pre-record. We live.
We're live right now.
Like right now.
No way. We're live right now.
Right now.
Exit. Can you exit all those thingies? How many people's watch it?
I switched the mouse over.
Wow.
Right.
So we thought we were pre-recording, but we're actually live right now. So I guess. What do you want to do about this? I guess we'll just
have to play it again.
And then just play it later.
Oh, this is terrible.
It happens.
Yeah.
We might as well just go with it.
Yeah, you know we're here now.
I didn't think about it either because I just got the notification and I was like,
I done went and watched the live, making sure we sound good.
No way.
Not that nigga, you're live right now.
Maybe it was needed. I don't know.
Possibly.
I don't believe in coincidences. I think everything happens for whatever reason it may be.
No, valid. Oh my
but yeah,
Lord.
So well,
yeah,
we're live. We're here. You're gonna see this again at 10 o'clock tonight.
Oh, please believe it.
Radio.
I didn't smoke today.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Well, we get to continue talking about
Yeah.
dreams.
For sure.
I would say, what other dreams that I had that was crazy? I've had a lot of crazy dreams. I'll just put it that way. Like I said, I've had dreams where I had like, for example, this is not as dramatic as the creature thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is more like relatable. My friend, this was back in 2012. My friend was dating this guy. Like I kind of helped get them hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
So they were dating and all this other stuff. And I had a dream that they broke up. But the details of this dream, like, and I had told her, yeah, like I told her because I felt bad. I'm like, I need to tell her about this because what if it comes true? You know, like somebody needs to witness that I had this dream. So I broke down like where she was standing at, like little details, like how the keys that he had were on the bed, where he was at, what the room looked like. And I'm like, what y'all, the conversation, like back and forth. I told her the whole thing, and she's like, that's crazy. Like, this was at the height of their love. So
Oh wow.
she's like, this is crazy. Like, you know, like that's wild.
Yeah.
Didn't think about it. And then, like, a couple months later, they
Yeah.
broke up. And when she was telling me about it, I'm like, oh my gosh. And she was like, Diaja, I'm not even joking. I was standing here. He was here. So everything that you had like told me about in the dream, like it just happened.
Legit.
And she
Oh,
didn't think about it until after
wow.
the fact. So it's, you know, but I've had a few of those kinds of dreams.
Oh no, I ain't
Yeah. No. Yeah.
never been that connected. But I've had dreams about like death.
Hmm.
And that's crazy. I'll talk about that in a second. But like I had one time I was riding a bike and I was being followed. Didn't know who I was being followed by. But they was on a bike just like I was on a bike, so I wasn't paying no attention. And shotgun to the head. Boom!
Oh my gosh.
Blew me off the bike. Like, what? But I've always had this idea, like they say if you die in your dream, you die in real life.
Mhm.
I never died in any of my,
And you're right.
you know what I'm saying?
Clearly,
Like,
you're sitting here today. So
you see what I'm saying? But like in the dream, like right, laying on the ground, blinking, looking, just down on the ground. But yeah, no, that was about it. And then it's a little unfortunate, but a couple years ago my aunt died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But yeah, thank you. But that when I got the phone call, I was in the middle of a dream. And the dream was somebody coming out of a backyard and shooting amongst some people, and it played out just like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
That's good. What you mean you not connected? That's the same situation,
You know,
almost to an extent.
But see, for me, it was more or less like I just trumped it up to like, I don't know what I chunked it up to, because like
it's
Doc, listen.
I know. We was saying that.
Trust me. I just
Yeah.
just
So
looked
that's
at
why we
it.
said the show's we just gonna have to save it and just post it later.
So yeah. Doc, I hit pre-record.
Yeah.
I know now thinking about it, messed up because I hit the bubbles.
Hey, Lance.
And hitting the bubbles engaged the live.
Yeah.
So
we're just going with it. We're on
right. No facts. We on that 10 tonight, y'all. Tap in, tune in. We gonna be live again. It's gonna be a vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like I didn't really look at it. I broke down in that moment, but I felt like after going back and thinking about it, it was just God's way of preparing me for the unexpected.
Yeah.
I always say I like expect the unexpected. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like no matter what, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And legit. Yeah. So
And that, to be honest, I feel like I agree with you on that. Like God definitely prepares us.
Oh,
He
for
for
sure.
sure prepares us, even if we don't realize we're being prepared. You know what I'm saying?
facts,
So
legit. Oh man,
I do believe that. And I believe that I let's talk about conspiracy real quick.
let's do it.
And I would just, since we're talking about dreams, I think one of the conspiracies
Thank you,
with
Karen.
dreams is that dreams are other realities. So that's a conspiracy
Facts.
that people say that, dreams are just you going into another reality while this body in reality is
It's
resting.
still resting.
Yeah. And so it's like,
I can believe that.
to an extent, I could totally see that because when you go into your dreams, you're always like, it's never like you just start out in your dreams like you're waking up.
How did you get there?
Right.
That was the question.
Yeah.
Inception. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And that was like my favorite question. How did we get here?
How did you get here?
I mean,
Yeah.
we were just. How did we get here?
Yep.
Legit. Like
You
you just wake up
right. You're right there
in the middle of it.
Whatever's going on in your dream.
Right in my bike.
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah.
Just
that's
where
what
did
I'm
this come from? Like
So I feel like it's definitely interesting. I had a dream. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we were just talking about this, and this could go with that as
Mhm.
far as different realities and stuff. I don't know too much. I have a conspiracy on myself, y'all. I have a conspiracy for myself because I record my dreams, and I've been recording them for about 6 years, I want to say. And I went back and I read my dreams from when I first started recording them to the present. Okay. And my dreams, I have a good chunk that connects, that these dreams are connecting to perfectly. Like this dream ends, and then maybe I don't have another dream until like maybe a month later, but that dream picks up where that dream ended. And then and it's been like that. And in the dream, I'll just say one of the dreams that I had that was like a reoccurring dream. I was in this facility, some type of like school, like it looked like a school, like it looked like we were sitting in class. Okay, that's
Okay.
what it looked like. Like we were sitting in class, and there was a lecture, like a teacher doing a lecture in this big classroom area. That's what it looks like. That's what it started off as, sitting in class. And then I'm aware in my dreams, which is another weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very aware in my dreams. So like if something's happening, I'll be like, okay, wait. Something ain't right about this.
Facts.
So in this dream, but it won't wake me up always. Like it won't wake me up. I'll just be aware that something's not right. And
Facts.
so in this dream, we're sitting in this classroom, and then like I said, there's a teacher and stuff like that. But then I just happen to notice that I'm the only one that looks like me. Everybody else has the same outfit, like a white, like they look like they are wearing like white lab coats, like a like type of situation. And they're all white, which I know that sounds weird, but everybody was white, wearing white coats. And then so when I start to realize like something's not right, this is weird for me in this dream.
Right.
I like go down to the front and I'm like, I have to leave. Like I need to get out of here. And then they just start surrounding me. And like,
Oh wow.
and then I leave where I leave to go, like, and they're trying to stop me from leaving. I end up coming to the surface. And when I come up to the surface, yeah, I'm telling you, weird dream. I come up to the surface and it's a road, like it's a street, and there's like it's a city, but the city is like fake buildings. Like none of these buildings, like they're not real. So like they look like real buildings, but like when you get close to them, like there's no like
No doors, no
like, and the windows just look like an animation. Like the same thing is happening in the windows. Yeah, like they're not,
like people walking by,
like a shadow. Yeah, like there's
Got
a shadow walking by. There's light here. There's light going off on this one. Like it's a city.
Yeah,
but the buildings aren't real. And so like I'm trying to find somebody to help me, but every single time I go to these buildings, I'm like, these aren't real, and there's nobody around.
Fact.
And so I end up going to this this what I like, it was separated So like all the cities, like the buildings and stuff are on one end of the street. And as I'm going forward, I find on the left side, and I remember the directions of this because this specific dream I've had more than once.
Got you.
And it's always the exact same, but my actions change. Like I'm
'Cause
aware
you're
that
aware.
like I'm
Valid.
aware that this is a dream and that this is the same dream I've had. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
creepy.
choosing different actions in the dream.
Facts.
I know it. Like,
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
so in this dream, like I'm going, and on the left side is like this ice cream place. So I'm like, okay, and this is the only building that's real. Like, so I go into this like this ice cream place, and they're like the same
Felicia,
people.
how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Felicia? And the same people that are that was in the lecture area are now workers in the ice cream place. And so I'm
Oh, so
going
like
there.
that movie you was talking about when they switch.
Oh, yes.
Got you.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? Now you're gonna have me think about that all day.
Yeah.
Because even the city, it's just weird that you said that because
It
I
was
just
dark.
had that thought. Anyways, y'all,
Mhm.
we having some synchronicities going on.
Yes.
So I go into this ice cream place, and like they're just like working as if they didn't know who I was, and I'm trying to get help, and then they just keep telling me, no, you just need to eat the ice cream. Like, just eat the ice cream. Like, they're trying to get me to eat this, and it's weird because it's like,
eat the ice cream
that's
anime.
right. It's weird because it's like, why? Like, it's so left field.
Facts.
Like, clearly you can see I'm panicking. I'm trying to get out of this place, and y'all telling me to eat ice cream. So it's like completely left field. So then I'm freaking out even more because why are y'all trying to get me to eat this ice cream? So
And
I
I'm trying to
leave out of
leave.
this building. Now this is where it gets creepy.
Got you.
I leave out the building. I continue to try to go down the street. Now past this ice cream shop on the left side is only woods now. It's all just straight, like there's a grass field and then woods and darkness. And then down the street is darkness, but like the street continues. And then on this side is just darkness. So I'm going down the street, and as I'm trying to reach towards the end of the street, like a huge fire comes up, like just a big, huge fire.
Oh wow.
Okay. And so I'm like, whatever, like I'm gonna just keep going. Like I'm gonna keep going through this fire because I'm trying to get out of here. And I'm not even joking. It looked like the guy, like not guy, whatever it was
Mhm.
that came up out the fire gave me vibes like Jason type of thing. Like it was like kind of like that. Like he kind of looked like Jason, but
Okay.
it wasn't. And he
Got
was like way bigger than Jason.
Got you.
And you know how big that nigga is. So,
You're right.
so he comes out the fire. So now at this point, like I can't continue going that direction. I'm scared out of my mind. These people are now chasing me because now I'm like, I'm just gonna go through the woods. Because I might as well just go through the woods at this point. Is either go through the woods, go back to the fake buildings, or go
Fact.
face gigantic Jason in the fire. So I'm going, and as I go towards the woods, and these people like they're coming after me to tell me don't do this. Like the woods is worse. They're telling me like don't go to the woods. The woods is worse.
Got you.
And then like I just keep going. At a certain point, I get like to the edge of the woods, and then they can't go anymore. Like they just like they become ashes. Like they are literally just poof, like
wow.
ashes. Yeah, and then I wake up. I wake up right as I get to the woods, and I wake up. And then I had another dream later on, months later, that starts with me
at the woods.
at the woods. So that's why I said like it's just
Oh yeah, yo, you.
yeah.
might
There's
wanna
something. Yeah, there's some weird stuff
Get right in the script.
going
Listen.
on. Yeah.
Facts.
So
Oh, that's
yeah.
crazy.
That's why I'm like conspiracies.
That was God's way of telling you everybody can't go where you're going in the season of your life.
Yeah.
Some people just gonna have to fall off, burn by the
Burn, turn
wayside.
into
Yeah.
ashes.
Yep. Turn into pillars of salt.
Yeah. I mean, but see, and even like, how far can we even call certain things conspiracies? You know what I'm saying? Because would it be a conspiracy for a person to turn into a pillar of salt if it's in the Bible and it clearly states this woman turned into an actual pillar of salt? And then when you break down what do they mean by pillar of salt?
Right.
what actually is, because we think of table salt, right?
Facts.
But that's not the same salt that guy was talking about.
Mm.
There's a conspiracy with that too.
So
Just segue real quick. There's a conspiracy that the statues that you see, the ones that were created super, super long ago, that are super high detailed statues, there's a conspiracy that they're actual people. I was like, that's crazy. Like Leonardo da Vinci didn't create this because it's too detailed and too perfect and all these different things. That's just a conspiracy that I've heard.
Oh wow.
And I find interesting
Valid.
because it's like, it makes you wonder.
They said Lot's wife.
Hmm.
People are ignorant. This is supposed to be a pillar of salt.
Y'all can't see the screen right now.
Sodium
but-
and Gomorrah. Sodom. Okay, I
Yeah.
said sodium. Sodom and
So-
Gomorrah.
Sodium and Gomorrah.
I'm thinking it's telling me what the chemical makeup of a pillar of salt is. Sodium and Gomorrah. Right. Yo.
I'm hollering.
Okay.
That's funny.
But look at this joint. Pillars of salt.
Mm. So, I mean, hey, it makes you wonder.
Facts.
It makes you wonder because they're showing you, oh, gosh, all these conspiracy theories are really connected, y'all. Like, I'm not even joking.
Facts.
It's hard to talk about
Right.
one and then not go into another because they're all just so connected. Because it's funny how they're showing you this, right? But when you look up, okay, I don't know if you had a conspiracy you wanted to talk about.
No, not for
Just
sure. Not
bulldozing over-
specifically.
So the other conspiracy, which kind of ties into that, is the idea that mountain ranges and different areas that we're told are mountains or hills and different things like that, that they're melted buildings. Sounds ridiculous when you first hear it, because what? A melted building? How is that even possible? And why would it look like a rock? Here's the thing. Before I even get to that, actually look up some of these mountain ranges and you'll see bricks, like bricks in the wall.
Valid.
Why is there random bricks in the wall? Why is
Facts.
there a random
A structural,
Struct-
like it looked like something was.
was there? So and these, like I said, every conspiracy is connected. Okay.
Facts.
That just leads to another conspiracy. And that conspiracy leads to another. But it's just funny because the images that you're showing you is very similar to how some of these structures look.
Facts.
They're not structures. They're not buildings. They're supposed to be mountains, or they're supposed to be natural geological formations that happen over millions of years. You get what I'm saying?
Facts. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in this brain, y'all.
Got to do your research.
Yeah. Because
oh
the
my
whole
goodness.
the whole melted buildings thing.
That's a real thing. Because I seen something that was talking about how like pillars. I'm about to pull it up. Pillars in pyramids in the United States.
Oh yes.
Like
Yes.
a lot of them look like mountains
Right.
and hills.
They've
You see what I'm saying?
mounds and stuff like that.
You see what I'm so like
Yeah.
a lot of these joints over time, grass grow, trees grow, water flows and creates different things. Like right here, original, and over 1,000 some odd years after the dirt done
So,
moved and rained.
I'm gonna
and came.
describe what he just showed. So he's showing like a picture of a temple. Which temple is that?
Oh, Lula.
So
This is the world's largest pyramid hidden under a mountain
Oh.
in North America.
hidden under a mountain in North America. The problem with this is, okay,
It's
is
just
that
a diagram.
it's just that all these structures, like like they have to be dug out. You have to be dug out of
Facts.
mud, or it's covered by trees, it's covered by vines, it's covered by all these different things, because it's
No
it's been
fact.
years. The what I don't understand is what happened to the people that created these things. What
It was killed
happened?
off. They
This
either
is
got killed off or they either ran, you know,
yeah. It's
to other land.
yeah.
Because we had indigenous people here long before colonization, and they fled to Mexico and Brazil and Canada. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good possibility that they didn't just disappear, but
Yeah.
they just migrated somewhere else.
I just say I feel like with all these different things, like do research, like just try to
Facts.
do some research and just search up information about it.
Oh, facts.
Not even, is this true or is this false, but actually search up melted buildings. Okay.
Right.
Search up about fossilization, like how they say fossilization happens over millions of years and whatever,
Facts.
which is not true
Not
because
whatsoever.
one, it's called, there's a evidence, it's a cowboy's boot, I think that's what it's called, and it shows that fossilization can happen as fast as 30 years.
Oh,
So so these, and this is an actual factual thing. So it's like, what is really, like I always say, what is really going on? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What's actually happening? A lot of stuff that we are told happens this way or happens that way, find out that that's not even true and that it happens totally different way. Like yeah. And then even just things that were conspiracy before is now coming out as fact. Like UFOs was a conspiracy. That was a huge conspiracy. Like, are there UFOs? Is which UFO is just unidentified flying objects. Really doesn't mean anything. But
right.
all these things were conspiracies. Now it's not a conspiracy anymore because the government created a space force to protect against something happening in outer space for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Like all these, like now the
Space
government is
cadets.
giving you documents. So a lot of stuff that we talk about is like it could be a conspiracy or it could be real, and
Valid.
you just need to see the facts. You know what I'm saying? And
Legit.
it's like that. They were just saying, we were just talking about this earlier. There are some news articles that came out that CERN has figured out time travel because they discovered a quantum crystal. Like that sounds like a plot of a movie.
Facts.
But this is
Legit.
a real company. This is the real
That has-
news. I put quotations on real news because
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna go into the news. But and not just that, but even there are more scientific studies coming out saying that, oh, now this I question heavily, but that there is proof that when you die, you don't like actually die. That they're trying to say now that there is life after death to an extent, type of thing. That your brain is still going, your soul, they don't use the word soul, they use something else, but basically it's still present when the body dies. So it's like, these things that were considered weird or conspiracy or you would be crazy to believe, now they're coming out like there's science to back
It
this.
actually
This
just
may
might
actually-
be.
Yeah. So even as far as like the whole flat earth thing, because again, nobody has seen what the earth looks like from space.
And they left
Like-
the cameraman up there on the moon, so
Yeah. So it just makes you wonder. And even I forgot to say this the other day when we was doing the flat earth thing. What's his name? Dang, the black guy. Dang, what is his name? He's a science guy. I can't think of his name. He's black. He was talking about that the earth is not even a sphere shape. That it's closer shaped to a pear than it is a sphere. And I was like, Neil deGrasse, that's what it is. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
okay.
He was saying that it's an oblate spheroid, meaning like it's like a oddly shaped circle type of thing. And it's just like,
Why?
right. and he was saying because of the spin and it's bulging out more because it was spinning. I'm like, at some point it's gotta stop. At some point
It's
you
either
guys
it's flat or it's round, like one or the other.
It's an oblique. I can't even
Oblique.
say it. Spheroid.
Like, no, bro, stop.
This is stuff, and
You're
this is stuff
reaching.
that I would, like I said, I would definitely search up, because what evidence does he have that tells him that tells the whole world that you know
Yeah.
what evidence is there for this stuff, and like it's a conspiracy. It's a major conspiracy.
That it is.
Yeah. But even besides that though, just back to what we were talking about, the melted buildings and different things like that.
Yeah.
There is a conspiracy, and I use the word conspiracy because I feel like that's the best way to put it. A lot of these I really don't believe is conspiracies. A lot of stuff I truly believe is true. It is what
valid.
it is. You know what I'm
Valid.
saying?
Absolutely.
One of the questions I had was like, if these buildings are melted, well, how did the buildings melt? Because that's the part that didn't make sense to me.
Facts.
How did it melt?
But so for me, it would have to be a figurative thing. So it's not figured. It's not literally melted, but figuratively, it looks like it melted.
Like it melted.
So like I showed you the picture of the pyramid that's under all of the
trees,
the
and the dirt.
right, the dirt and whatnot. Over time, condensation and things move Earth, so it's like there could be, but you got to dig to find out.
You gotta dig. You gotta dig. You gotta dig. You have to. I feel like like one guy straight up says, I don't know. There's a pastor in the room, y'all. So if I get this wrong, he's gonna not cuss me out because that's not what elders do. He's gonna give you a strong word lecture. But no, I'm pretty sure it says that we die for lack of ignorance.
Yeah.
I feel like, and even just the word, and now this is just that was one part, but even just my own research as far as conspiracy and all these different things, because I always wonder, I'm like, okay, revelation is supposed to be this huge thing that happened, but the word revelation actually means to reveal things that were hidden. So it makes, like, for me, it's like, okay, are we as a people, like, are we supposed to be seeking out the truth? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, is God saying, like, we're here for our purpose, but our other purpose is to find out why we're really here, what's really here, what's actually going on, where we, like, the truth about things, because things have been covered up and hidden so much, because when you start one lie, you gotta do another lie to cover that lie, and then that lie gotta get another lie. So it's just like, how many lies down the pyramid are we without actually knowing the truth? You know what I mean?
For me, it's like, so my the way I look at it, God stands outside of time, and if we're made in his image, his likeness, and we're his children, he's supposed to be coming back for us. Right. If he's coming back for us, that means he wants us with him. Right. So why wouldn't he want us to know the truth?
We right here, because I was just
like,
thinking
if he stands outside of time, why wouldn't he want us to be outside of time eventually?
Right.
I'm not saying we just, you know what I'm saying, we got to work for it. But why not eventually do we get to transcend into a higher consciousness that stands outside of this physical body that we call flesh?
I'm gonna add to that because I agree with you.
No, for sure.
And I think it's interesting because before Adam and Eve fell and they were just in the garden, was there even any time?
No,
because the sun, from
there
my
was
understanding,
no concept of time.
from my understanding, there was no concept of time, and that after, and then this may be more pseudo religious, meaning like I like the books that I read that talk about these different subjects may or may not be 100% true. So I truly don't know. And this is what but it makes sense to me that because Adam and Eve lived long lives.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They lived, I want to say almost 1,000 years. If I'm not
Go ahead.
okay,
I'm
so
gonna add to that.
so if I'm not mistaken, but I feel like the countdown of their life didn't start until after they broke God's law.
Hmm.
So is time another form of punishment? Big brain power. You
No,
know what I'm saying?
that's valid.
Because imagine if you guys created us to be here, to be fruitful, to you know what I'm saying? Why would he constrict us to do it only in a certain amount of time? Especially if he's not in the realm of time himself.
Valid.
Or, So Frank's like, what?
Listen, no, that's valid. Like, oh man,
it's a good thought, right?
That was a good analogy.
I mean, because think about it, like imagine if imagine what the world would be like had Adam and Eve not fell. You know what I'm saying?
We wouldn't know what it was like to be naked.
Right.
We wouldn't know what it was like to have on clothes.
We wouldn't know death.
We wouldn't know death. We would literally stand outside of time.
And is time equal to death?
Time guarantees death.
You know what I'm saying?
It does.
I just
because we have this saying, we live to die. Like
you good. I
lost
like,
it.
Yeah, time. You're saying that time leads to death.
Facts. So we're brought into this world. Like for instance, birthdays. Birthdays are meant to signify you getting old.
Right.
But if you stand outside of time, you don't get old.
That's true. I mean,
right. So if you're made in his image and his likeness, eventually he wants you to be outside of time with him. Right. So you said Adam and Eve lived to be about 1,000.
I want to say, I'm pretty sure Adam died when he was like in his 900 year.
Okay.
And I don't know. It doesn't say about Eve, but I'm assuming.
You got some facts on that?
he said, well, I'm assuming that's like they died around the same time period. Maybe Eve died a little bit before maybe Adam died. But I know it's around 900 years because they lived like right in that time period before the flood. They were living for periods of time.
Valid.
Because Methuselah was like, we joke and be like, oh, you old as Methuselah. Okay, well, where'd the saying come from?
No, facts. How old was he?
Because he was old. So
okay.
It's an interesting show, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all definitely gotta watch. Yeah. But so if he was so if they were in their hundreds of years, right?
Right.
And I feel like the years I feel like it didn't start until after they got kicked out of the Garden of Eden, after that transgressed, like,
Facts.
And then death was entered into the arena. You know what I mean? So leading all the way up to Noah and the flood, they lived very, very long lives.
Valid.
A lot, like, because even how old was Methuselah when he even had Noah? I want to say Methuselah had to be like 100 and something years old or 200 something years old before he even had Noah. It's either him or one of the people in the lineage was in their hundreds before they even started having kids.
Got you.
Yeah. So it's like, so it makes you wonder,
969 969.
Not, that's how old.
That's
who?
when he died.
Methuselah.
Methuselah, yeah.
Methuselah was 969 years old when he died. 900 years.
Right. So
So, you know,
if I say it, all of that to say,
mm,
why would God want us to die?
yeah, I agree with that. But he made us.
Because so here, like, I get you.
No, because now I said
You say you was.
Oh,
you better
God,
get.
join up.
You go. hop
You
on
back
the
there.
microphone, right?
Go ahead.
all right. So prior to we as individuals never stood outside of time.
Valid.
We were made in his likeness and in his image. Time always existed, but the effects of time was different outside the fall. I would still be 110, but I can still be strong as an ox. I wouldn't have to worry. I could be 1,017.
Facts.
I'm not worried. We don't know what death is. There is no concept of the thing we know now to be called death.
Got you.
Now with the fall, we now become into the knowledge of both good and evil.
Mhm.
Don't get me out here. Because watch this. If that's the case, they don't even know what sin is
Facts.
prior to eating of the fruit. I have no knowledge prior to this tree situation
Right.
of good. I don't know. I don't know what death is. I don't know what this thing you call death. We might just call it, oh yeah, they just went on. We don't know what to call it. But what
No,
happens is, as you guys said, when they ate the fruit, now time has a death date.
Facts.
But at the same time, he was so gracious. 1,000 years old to be living?
Right.
Blood. Okay. People tired of 92.
No, valid.
He was having kids still. You know what I'm saying?
Legit.
So age then isn't what age is now. We're at 78. We fragile, feeble.
Yeah.
I was still knucking and bucking, okay? Out here living my best life at
Facts.
157.
Yeah.
You know, so it's so, but
But see, this. You're funny. Oh my god.
it's good.
It's but
Yeah.
but
But
see, and even with that, even with the thought process of they didn't know sin, they didn't know time, they didn't understand these things until after. So that's why I said, and I know it sounds crazy, but could time be equal to death?
No, because time still, because we think without knowledge, we assume that we would still be in this guy eating fruit off the trees and nothing. We will
Right.
still grow to evolve.
Valid.
I just don't believe that there are certain things that you didn't need to know about. Because as much as you guys, knowledge is power, and the lack of knowledge, people perish for the lack of knowledge in scripture text that you use.
Mhm.
But there's some things that you didn't have to know about because you didn't have to deal with. But because we decided to tap into a thing,
Mhm.
and now you have exposed yourself to things that are far bigger and beyond your ability to comprehend in its totality. Now we got more doors to deal with.
Valid.
In the garden, Satan was still here. In the
Facts.
garden, the demons were still active.
Right.
But God set a place for y'all. Yo, y'all rock out here. Maintain this. Y'all
Legit.
live. Y'all do y'all thing.
Mm.
Y'all ain't really have to worry about nothing. Just don't touch this tree right here. That knowledge of good and evil. But you want to go on, be spicy.
Facts.
and snap into a bite.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
That was the real snack that
You know,
snapped back.
Right.
and get into that, and then you open up your mind to now y'all go. Now y'all
Facts.
know. So now I'm gonna kick y'all out now because I can't take the risk of you eating of the tree of everlasting life.
Mm,
Because if you eat of this tree
got you.
and of that tree, you then might be like me.
But that's
see-
that's where I have a quarrel. Because if we're made in his image, why doesn't he want us to
see,
be like him?
Never be. Because watch this. Because number one, I don't stand inside of any cosmos of your imagination that you can box me in.
No,
Right?
valid.
Therefore, there's just me being who I am.
Yeah,
There's nothing before me. It's me.
right.
So that was the problem with Satan. You're trying to be me. You're made in my image,
Right.
in my likeness, but you're not me.
No, okay. So not saying I want to be God,
Uh-huh.
but if you say I'm I'm
like
him,
right.
right? Minor flaws, minor differences, and things like that. But in the totality of it, if we're tapping into
Your
a
humanity makes you
no, in our spirituality, we tap into things, right? That make us, as we evolve and progress, that make us more like God.
Yeah,
right.
You can
So
be like him, but you can't be him.
But that makes us more like him, right? So why is death? Why is death not looked at as a higher power?
It should be. You should,
because
then why shouldn't we die daily?
Because that's a different type of
no. Because once you die to yourself, who you think you are,
right?
And you tap into the spiritual source that you are, you become more like him. Now, in your physical transition, you go reign with him, and what you mean you're more so like him than you are in your physical body.
That's what I'm saying. But we can't get there because we're not living out our entire lives like we're supposed to.
Well,
that's not it's the conspiracies.
I think
that are stopping that.
I think that as far as what you're saying, this could be another. This is actually another conspiracy, and it talks about just that we have these different abilities and different things like that do make us close to being like God.
Right.
Now I'm on the same page as Frank because I don't believe that we could ever be
like,
not
you know
whatsoever.
What I'm saying?
Like I'm sure we can,
because it's like
have abilities like God. I'm sure there's things that we could do definitely like God has shown us, but we'll never be God
in a totality balance.
Yeah, we'll never be God. We'll never be close to being God because we don't even know fully what God is. I mean, and that's just being that's being real. Yeah. So, we know what he created us to be. So we can only go based off of what we are, and we know what the angels were.
Right.
And did you also know, just real quick tidbit, that the fallen angels, the watchers, that they had spiritual gifts, and that when they fell, they still had those same spiritual gifts. Mm-hmm. And that's why they're able to do why
Lucifer, Satan.
This is why I said all conspiracies are related and they all go back to God, because those spiritual gifts that the watchers and the fallen angels have, that and things that they were teaching the humans, it all ties together. Like, I could pick a random conspiracy like werewolves. Okay, werewolves, where does that come from? Where's that? But the fallen angels had shape-shifting abilities. When you look at Greek mythology, you look at Roman mythology, this was I was saying the other day, that these gods, little g gods, okay, their powers and the things that they were able to do, I fully believe was the fallen angels, and that this stuff was real. Like, why would, for example, there are paintings of like these saints, right? There's a painting of, I can't think of the name of the saint, but this one saint has a dog head. Okay. All these paintings, everybody human, he the only one with the dog head.
Only one with a dog.
Only one with the dog head.
Fact.
Right? And it's like, okay, maybe it's a symbology for something, but it goes further than that. Like, when they even talk about him,
oh wow,
they reference him
as a dog,
as like he's a half human, half dog. Think about ancient Egypt. Like, think about what is it? I can't think of it how to say it properly, but even those depictions of the gods from ancient Egypt, half human, half animal.
Facts.
Like, so these, like, all these things have to come from some place, and I fully believe that those fallen angels, let me tell you, okay, in a way, no, they can't be worse than Satan, but I feel like sometimes they kind of are.
No, because you understand, you understand spirituality as a whole. I give a charge. Let's go to good side. Michael and Gabriel have a responsibility to the kingdom of God. They're warring angels. They fight. That's what they do. So on the flip side, there's Satan, who is the musical genius that he is, who is, when he walks and moves, this whole horn devil red thing we got out here.
Yeah,
Okay. He's a fallen angel. He God
Facts.
said, I give my gifts and things without repentance. When he walks, the wind blows through him, and it is a beautiful ensemble.
Mm-hmm.
What he look like trying to be a
Oh,
killer?
boy. No.
Hey, say,
Don't
yeah.
say that because I've been having some experiences lately.
So what happens? No, what happens now is though. Okay, Satan is fallen, but then he took 1/3 of heaven to persuade them. Not only that, then these individuals had certain abilities as well, function.
For sure.
So we're going to use their function for my benefit. So there's alter. Yeah, I mean to know that I lose in a fight, I'm not trying to win now. I'm just trying to take as many captives as I can along this journey.
right.
And conspiracy, let me help you. Nothing exists without God, period, point blank.
Yes.
Facts.
The Satan himself doesn't exist without God.
Right.
There is no demon or any evil without God. But he don't write the story how y'all think he wrote it from the beginning.
He
wrote it from the end.
Valid.
Yeah.
Then he wrote it backwards.
Mhm.
So if at the end I already know that I win, I don't care what y'all do in between now and then. At the end I win. What do you
Right.
mean? Like, okay. Yeah.
No, valid.
It's not my way. That any you prepare, but just in case y'all do,
Right.
we good.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's it. I gotta go.
Yeah. Thank you, special guest.
No, for real.
But yeah, so just
Yeah,
back
that
to what I
was
was saying
good.
real quick. About them having, special powers and stuff, but it goes along with the stuff that you were talking about.
Mhm.
Like being able to tap in. I truly believe that stuff is real.
Yeah.
There was another conspiracy real quick that was saying, you sent it to me. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That's
Which
what I was
one?
thinking. The one that you sent me where it was saying why the people were chained when they went to Africa to take them to be slaves. Was that you? Had to be you.
Was it? Let me see.
I'm pretty sure it was you, but it was like the conspiracy was that that people, black people, had the ability to fly, and that some of
Yes.
them were, that's the whole point of them putting them in chains was to hold them down. And at first, like I said, like
And feeding
every
them salt.
conspiracy sounds ridiculous when you first hear it. They always sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're made to sound ridiculous
Valid.
because the more ridiculous it seems to you, the less you'll be interested in finding out if it's real or not.
This one?
Yes,
Yes.
the salt,
The salt.
flying
Yes.
versus salt. Yes, and
Yeah.
that certain compounds in our bodies stop us from being able to do certain things, which the pineal gland,
Yes.
all that stuff. So, I fully believe because if the fallen angels and the watchers, all these people are angel beings,
Mhm.
if they had the power to transform, they had the power to do these different miracles, they had the power to do these different things, right?
Right.
They can walk in between. This is just another. They can walk between different realities. You know what I'm saying? So they have these things, and then they created children, which their children were what I would say demigods or Nephilims, because they're
Yes.
all connected. It's all the same thing. When you start to look at it from the top point, you're
Yeah.
like, wow, these are the same exact stories. So it's just like, and even like when you continued, like how powerful that was back then, clearly it's not going to be the same power now, but it's still there.
Oh, valid.
You know what I'm saying? And I truly do believe that a lot of this stuff is real. Like I said, I've experienced certain things, and you can't say to somebody in their personal experience like
That is
that's not real. Like,
Explain it to me then.
yeah, how can that not be real? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I really do believe that. And somebody brought up skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers?
So this is a super scary conspiracy theory that literally creeps me out so bad. But skinwalkers is basically like the ability for a creature or thing to appear as a human, but like it's to trap you. It's a whole thing with it.
In Navajo culture, a skinwalker is a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal
As an animal or human.
or human. Oh,
Yeah.
got you.
Because there's like people that talk about like where they were out somewhere and like a random person in a field is like crying and screaming and yelling for them to come over there, but when they get closer, like the person's just standing there. like weird stuff. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Skinwalkers, that creeps me out so bad. Just the name creeps me out.
No facts.
But it's just,
These pictures are crazy.
yeah. Don't research skinwalkers at night.
Oh, facts. We got 2 minutes.
So yeah, so I definitely just say do some research.
No.
Do
valid.
some research. Find out some of the stuff that we talked about today. Again, the show's gonna play at 10 tonight. So
Yes.
you get to see us twice.
Listen, good conversation all day. Listen.
But yeah, do your research. Don't if you can handle it. I will say
Valid.
that because there are certain people that just can't. My mom, she just can't handle not a single.
Yeah, my
conspiracy.
dad.
Yeah.
No knock to you, dad, because I know you probably watching, but he tried to check me the other day about the conspiracies and the moon landing, and I'm like, Dad, do your research.
Yeah.
We're not even gonna have this conversation until you do your research, because
Yeah,
you about to
'cause-
try and argue me down on some stuff that I got proof about.
And so
So,
that's
let's not do that.
if you feel like you can handle it, if you feel like you want to learn more. But if you're gonna be ignorant or just choose to not know,
Valid.
that's okay too. Live your life how you want to live it.
No facts.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah, that's the show, y'all.
Yeah.
We out of here. Love y'all. Peace.
What's up, fam? It's Frank.
And Tyra, tune in to Keeping the Fire.
Every Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on Fire 716.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dante Miles, aka D Belly, aka your city councilman. I'm here at Fire 716 Radio, and I'm asking you to tune in on Thursdays at 11 on our show, The Vault. We're going to be having some conversations that's super relevant, but very important. And sometimes it may be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to make sure that we get our voices out. Come tune in on Thursdays at 11 a.m. and make sure you download the Fire 716 app. See you then.
Are you ready to launch your business, but you don't know where to begin? Join the Iberio Business Center online program, which serves the Finger Lakes in Rochester, New York. The business course is offered in both English and in Spanish. Take advantage of the different speakers and their expertise throughout this course. The online program includes a pitch competition, which will assist you with funding for your business. For more information, visit Iberio.org or call 716-418-47